Welcome to episode 3 of Diary of a Mompreneur. I'm your host, Kim Sutton. I wanted to come on and talk today because I had an important reminder this morning from my 6-year-old. We've been reading a book about filling your bucket or emptying your bucket, and activities and actions and attitudes that can do both. And this is so relevant in our house because let me tell you, with 5 kids, our buckets can get depleted very quickly, but at the same time, they can be filled and overflowing very quickly. I wish I had the book here right in front of me because I would let you know who wrote it, but I will go look it up and put it down below in the description. But I asked my daughter this morning. It was really early. It was like 7 o'clock. I asked her, "What would fill your bucket today?" And she said, "A mama date." And my first thought was, that's going to cost money. And I feel horrible even admitting that that was my first thought. But as I was showering a little bit later, it occurred to me that whether it be my kids or my husband, we can often, and we being me and my husband, get into a trap of, well, we don't have the money for that. Well, we need to save our money. Well, we have other things that we need to spend our money on right now. And I'm not saying that we're in a tough financial spot. It's a little tight right now, if I'm going to be totally honest, but it's definitely not as bad as it has been at so many points in our past. But as I was showering, I was even thinking about Saturday. I'm recording this on a Thursday, and I was thinking about all the library books that are around our house. My friends, I owe the library a lot of money because I never return these books. I don't even remember when the last time was that I was at the library. But just to give you an idea, like on the shelf behind me, let me think. Mr. Chopra, I borrowed this a couple years ago. I think it was new when I borrowed it. You Are the Universe. In full disclosure, I still haven't read it. What year was the copyright on this? 2017. It has the red dot on the side that means it was a new release when I checked it out. That's almost 3 years ago. I know that they have since charged me for a lost book. I owe the library a whole lot of books, not just a whole lot of fines. Yes, a whole lot of fines too, but a whole lot of books. And I know I have another one out in the other room. But long story short, I was thinking I could take her to the library and get her a library card. Not so I can use it. I don't want to use her library card. I love buying books. I will take money to the library so I can buy their used books. I love buying books because I love highlighting them and taking notes and taking pictures and keeping them for the future and referring to them like that. I mean, I have 2 copies of, you can see here, I have 2 copies of the E-Myth. That was my mistake. One of them does not belong to the library. Anyway, to get back to my point, I realized it doesn't have to cost money for us to spend quality time with our family. For her specifically, she's the middle child. She has 2 older teenager brothers, and then she has the twin younger siblings. She needs time out of the house with mom so that specifically the twins aren't disturbing her. But it doesn't need to cost money. We can go to the library. She can get a library card. She's learning how to read. She's learning how to write. She would absolutely love that. When I brought it up to her afterwards, I said, "We can go to the library this weekend and we don't even need to spend money." And she said, "I can get books at the library without spending money?" Yeah. You should have seen her face light up. But even more so, I was even thinking about my husband. We want to have an every other week date. By the time the kids go to sleep at 8:30, no, let me revise that. By the time they are put in their bedroom at 8:30, we are exhausted. But we don't have to spend money to have a date. We could seriously just make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and go for a drive and talk without being interrupted with conversations about pee, poop, and farts. If you feel that pain, please let me know. I want to know that I'm not alone, but these kids, I mean, we have 3 that are 6 and younger. They think it is funny to interrupt us with conversations about poops and farts. I don't remember ever being like that. But what I do remember is my mom taking my sister and I to the library constantly when we were younger. I remember the books that we read when I was my daughter's age. What would you do with a kangaroo? And then there was another one about Arthur. It wasn't the Aardvark. Arthur. It was a different Arthur. But I remember these books, and I want my children to remember books. And I don't want them to think that we weren't able to do things because mom and dad weren't willing to spend the money. So today I want to challenge you to figure out what you can do in your family in the next week that won't cost money, that can show your kids quality time, doesn't need to involve money. I mean, curl up on the couch and watch a movie. Take out your Uno cards or your other cards and play war. Find something to do. And I want to hear what you do because I need ideas. By the way, we also love to color. Maybe I can just find all their coloring books and we can have a color party. Anyway, my head is spinning now with ideas. Think about what you can do. Think about the quality time you can spend without spending money. And let me know your thoughts. Make sure to like this video if you were inspired, share it with the people who need to see it, and click subscribe so you find out when future videos are released. Now, until the next episode of Diary of a Mompreneur, I hope you go forth and have a positive and a productive day.